The big story today is Trump seems to be re-upping his hard takes on China. And if you remember in 2018, the trade war that Trump had with China during that time caused a lot of volatility in the financial markets. And what we see here, just to read a couple of these headlines, is global chip stocks from NVIDIA to ASML fall on geopolitics. Trump tells Taiwan to expect a higher price tag for U.S. defense. Chip stocks tumble on fears of tighter U.S. curbs on sales to China. Trump says Taiwan should pay the U.S. for defense, and TSM sells off. Here's the thing. There is an increased probability recently, at least according to market sentiment, that we could see a re-election of Donald Trump. And if that is going to happen, then we have to kind of rewind our brains. And I know a lot of you guys may not have been trading during that time, so I'll share with you some of the things that I remember about Trump's presidency and being a trader during that time. The first one was Trump's Twitter was open on like every single trader's screen. I remember keeping an eye on this, and at the time I barely used Twitter, but I just knew, what Trump had to say would be, usually so opinionated, so volatile that it was almost like he was like how we all pay attention to what Jerome Powell says now. We used to all pay attention to Trump because he would always have these, strong takes on things, whether you like him or not. As a trader, you have to keep an eye on what's being said. And if we are going to see a Trump presidency, which is not a certainty, by the way, but it is an increased probability recently. I think the attempt on his life, I think that the debate, that sort of thing has that trend here recently has been increased probabilities that we could see him reelected. Does that happen? I don't know. I'm not sure, but the market is certainly treating it like he is. And so, I can point to a couple things there that would also suggest that. So really quick, here is like one that I've been talking about recently, which is the TAN ETF, which is solar panels or solar ETF, which has largely been, kind of a Biden-helped thing, has been recently selling off quite a bit. After the debates, in fact, it continued to sell off aggressively. We've also seen stocks rallying a lot, and a lot of people are pointing to the idea that, Trump's policies for large corporations and reducing taxes on them could mean more money in the pockets for big, ginormous corporations. Now, you might say, I have an issue with that, but at least why is that good for the stock? Or, some people would say the last thing they need is more money. But to be fair to companies like Apple and Amazon and Tesla and NVIDIA, these companies having more profits means hiring more and, maybe more importantly, continuing to dominate the technology advancement that the U.S. has kind of led globally for the last decades. So if that trade is going to continue, if they're going to continue to be able to be the top producers of technology, there's a lot of research and development, and that takes a lot of investment. So having more funds to reinvest in technological advancement is kind of a positive thing for those stocks. At least that's what I'm taking as kind of the overall feel of this market. That being said, the NASDAQ sold off recently, or today, on this, these statements from Donald Trump. And if this is going to be, a big pullback, I personally am buying this dip. So I'll tell you why. I took my first attempt, and this is my first attempt, so please understand, I could be wrong with this attempt, but I have a couple levels marked up on the NASDAQ where I would like to be a buyer if we see retracements. And, the dip here today, the concerns about what's potentially happening in Taiwan and China are certainly an escalation to a degree, but I don't necessarily think they change that these companies are powerhouse money-making machines, and I still like them a lot. The NASDAQ is comprised of a lot of technology names. So if we take a look at tech, you're talking about like Microsoft and Broadcom, NVIDIA, Apple, a lot of these companies getting absolutely taken out back and beaten up this morning because, again, of the concerns about the trade war with China maybe escalating and what's happening in Taiwan. So, I'm taking this as a dip buying opportunity. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I've got a stop loss on my trade, and I'll show you my QQQ position. So this is a new trade that I just took. I'm already down $500, which is awesome. Not really, but if I take a loss on this, it'll be my first attempt at buying the NASDAQ. So we'll see how this one goes, but I do like the upside. I'm still bullish on the market, and we're getting a bullish reading overall on the Edge Finder. So here's the NASDAQ bullish reading. What you can see here is, again, overall, we're getting a lot of signals that are more on the bullish side for things like gold and silver and the NASDAQ. And I've been catching some really good trades recently from the Edge Finder's top setups page. By the way, if you'd like to try out our tool, if you're a regular viewer of the channel and you'd like to get access to this data, we'll leave a link down below in the description where you can get a 30-day trial of the tool if that is something you're interested in. Again, you can find it in the description below. And I also shared this trade idea inside of our VIP group, which is also linked down below in the description. The reason I mention this is that we are currently doing a 45% off discount for people who would like to join the VIP room. So if you're interested in joining our trade alert service, that all can be found in the description down below. And if you use the very first link, just open up the description, the first link there, you can chat directly with someone on my team who can get you the info for this huge discount and can answer any questions you might have about our membership group. Another big thing happening today is that the dollar index just broke the 104 level. And we've been talking about this level for months on the channel and how we finally were able to actually get some conviction below this level. That being said, the daily candle has not closed, and I'm very curious to see how it closes in the end. So if we take a look at this, again, this level of support has been a strong one for the bulls in the last several months, going back all the way to March, where the dollar index was actually trending higher really strong, and we entered into this consolidation phase. We did technically put in a lower high, and with this candle closing below today, I think that could signal that the dollar bears are here to stay, at least for the time being. I continue to be bearish on the dollar. That is why I am still long gold. Here is the gold update. So I've got my stop loss trailed behind market structure. So if we do see a pullback, I'm fine with that as long as we hold support. If we pull back and we aren't able to hold this zone of what was past resistance that could or should hold as support, if it doesn't hold there, I'll take profits on the trade. It's been one of my best ones this entire year. In fact, it is my best trade this year. So really, really big stuff happening on gold. We'll see if it can continue higher. And if it doesn't, like I said, I've got my stop loss trailed into profit just in case. The euro is breaking out here, at least trying to. Very much dependent on the DXY closing strong today. The euro is in the same camp, but to the upside. So if we see the euro break close above, this could be a nice strong bullish signal as well. And in fact, this is also a bullish reading on the Edgefinder's top setups page. The euro here looks interesting. And I did also already pick up the Australian dollar against the US dollar. In fact, I'll show you that here really quick. So this is a trade from yesterday. I've actually gotten a couple currency pair trades going. I picked up a long position yesterday, and we'll see how this one plays out. So I shared this trade yesterday inside of the group, and here's a look at the trade that I took. So you can see pullback in an overall uptrend, stops below support, and the Australian Central Bank seemingly more hawkish, especially when compared to the recent dovishness we've seen from the Federal Reserve here in the United States. That divergence could lead to Australian dollar outperformance. And there's some emphasis on the keywords. Remember that this is could lead, not certainly will lead, right? There's a difference when we talk about these ideas of certainty and just using probabilities. I mean, I think most likely that the Australian dollar could go higher, but it's not a certainty. So that's why we have stop losses on our trade. We manage risk, so on and so forth. But I shared that trade inside of the group. I'm also short dollar Swiss, and this trade has been kind of going crazy recently. Here's a look at the daily chart. I took this trade a little bit ago here, about a week and a half ago or so, and this took a little bit of time here, but we've now really seen price make a shoot lower. So we'll see if that can continue. Also, I get this question all the time, Nick, how do you trade directly on TradingView? Like when I pull up my positions, you can see I've got, my entries and I can trail stops and all that sort of stuff directly on TradingView. I got some cool stuff to mention for you guys down below in the description. We have a couple different brokerages. All of those can actually trade directly on TradingView. So if you're looking for a brokerage where you can do that on a regulated brokerage, check them out down below in the description. Those are affiliate links, and you'll be supporting my channel if you choose to use them. And I really appreciate that if you choose to use them. You don't have to, but again, it really does help out my page. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. If you're looking for a better brokerage, then stick around for a second. I'm going to tell you how you can get some free sign-up perks with great brokerages all around the world. Whether you trade FX or indices, commodities, futures, all of the above, I'm going to show you a really cool way that you can get free sign-up perks with your new account. So if you're interested in switching into a different brokerage, you can get things like deposit bonuses or free stock shares, or you can even get access to some of our products for completely free. All you have to do to find out current perks being offered to new depositors is go to a1trading.com/brokers. That's a1trading.com/brokers. And as you look at that page, you'll see all these different offerings that we've currently locked down for you guys as subscribers, as viewers. Now, of course, we get something out of this. If you choose to use these links, you'll be supporting our page. But in return for the viewers, we've got great sign up perks available for you guys so that you get some free game just by signing up for a brokerage if you're looking to do so. So check it out on our website. You can find current deals at a1trading.com/brokers. Thanks for watching this video, and on the screen right now, you'll see some other options of other videos we put together that might be helpful to you in your trading career. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.